Morning. All righty, this is the Budget and Finance meeting for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council for July 2nd, 2025. Do roll call. John,
Here.
Vic,
Here.
and Melanie. We have a quorum. Okay, any other people? Nope, just us. So anyway, any public comment at all?
No.
Okay, the MER, of course, we don't have. So that will have to just be brought out on the meeting. So
it's a hit and miss with the MER, isn't it?
Through June. Okay, so the budget through June is the next item. So this is the budget, and I'll try and get this to be bigger so we can see it. How's that? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. So our rollover amount is right here. $8,593.94. That has the $1,000 from San Pedro Ballet in it because they yanked it back. So
And that's final?
that's the final amount that we're gonna have.
The disallowance of
with
the San Pedro
what?
Ballet PG is final? Or is that
No, we'll talk about that coming up here.
Okay.
We did put it back into our balance, so I had to, in order to make it look like it should, I had to put it back in here until such a time as they might draw it back out. It may even have to come out of next fiscal year, but it'll roll over to cover it.
Right.
So anyway.
And this budget is still assuming 32K?
No. This is not the budget. This is the 32 from previous. We are not on the new budget on this.
Okay,
this is finalizing the fiscal year 2024.
Oh, this is through June. Yeah, okay, got it. June.
For June.
Yep.
So anyway, so this is where we're at. We didn't use any of this money here for the public safety or for the emergency prep town hall because it didn't happen. It's being done either next month, in this month, July or August. It's going to be rescheduled, or probably be more like August is what it looks like. But anyway, so who wants to move this?
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so let's go here. So the next item is, the first motion is to reallocate the $300 for the town hall.
Why do we have to reallocate?
Because it was approved for the 2024-25 budget, and so we have to reapprove it for the 2026 budget, 25-26.
So same amount.
Reallocate $300 for the public safety town hall. Okay.
I said go for it, Vic.
Who wants to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now the printing.
Same thing.
Motion to reallocate $200 for printing.
I'll move that one too.
And I'll second that one too. This is a tough job, ain't it, Vic?
Oh, just wait. We're not done yet.
Oh, I know.
She's doing the easy stuff.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now the grant. So, backstory on this whole thing. They said no because it's private property and that it should have never been awarded to Central. And so they're going to make basically an example of us how it should be done, and it's not going to be allowed, even though it was a partnership between us and Central to do the clear coat on that mural. And they tried to make it out as if I did something wrong. And Ray was like, oh, no, she did not. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, 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 it's us. It's us. They backed off of that. And then they were blaming Laura that she did a mistake, and they're correcting the mistake now. All of this. So I escalated it up to Janet Hernandez, who is the boss above Anna that oversees all the city clerks. And she flat out told me, bye, no. Well, Ray got involved and she told him no and wasn't even going to discuss it with him. He wanted to talk to Melvin. Melvin's out of town. He has some emergency leave for 90 days. So he wanted to know who was covering for him. If he's gone that long, obviously he has somebody covering for him. And so he contacted Carmen and Thomas and talked to them and was like, nobody's telling me who's covering for him. I want to talk to who's in charge. So they coordinated a meeting that happened today on Zoom with Petty. Her name's Petty. I don't know her last name. And Janet and Carmen was involved in the meeting on Zoom with Ray. And they met and they had an in-depth discussion. And Ray said that Janet kept giving the same excuses that she gave me and pushing negative about it. But then Petty came around and realized, he said, and started being on our side. And he used all my I bullet pointed all the argumentative points for him, and he used those. And he said that she was understood once he did all of those and, put our argument on the plate, that they only got half the funding of something that was going to protect something, the mural. So they're planning on it being covered completely, and they got half of it. And it makes us look bad. It makes the stakeholder upset at us because they're only getting half of what they expected to do for the clear coat. So now they got to go search for more money to do it. We've already announced that we did the grants and who got them. Based on that, they gave it to Central, figured no problem. Didn't foresee any issues. Well, now Petty said to Ray that she has to go to the city attorney just to make sure that she can do what she wants to do. Which Ray's like not really understanding that portion of it, but she was supposed to get back to him by the end of today, and he was supposed to let me know. So because I have not heard from him, nothing. So I haven't heard from him. So I'm suspecting he hasn't heard anything yet either. So you're muted, Vic.
Did you check your email too?
Yeah. There's nothing. So hopefully tomorrow we'll hear something, but for right now, like I said, the budget, they on the portal, the $1,000 has gone back into the account before it was wiped all out from the submissions, but it's been rejected and put back into the account. So
Wow.
for now, I've done it that way. Ray said the way they were talking, it may have to come out of this year's if they approve it, out of this budget instead. He said he told him he would really prefer it to come out of this year's and not going forward. But we'll see.
You mean come out of 24, 25 instead of 25?
Yeah, instead of 25, 26.
Well, yeah, it should, but at least we're
Should,
able to. If
but
it
like he
does have to
said,
come out of
like
this,
I told him, well, the 1,000 would be there, you know, to cover it in the rollover eventually when we finally get the rollover, but it'll cut us short $1,000 in our budget initially going forward. Because the rollover doesn't appear until about late August, September in the
Yeah.
account, as you recall.
well, but in the end, it'll all be there.
Right. In the end, it'll all. So
Turns
that's
out to
that.
be-
Now the next thing is this. I received an email today that, so I had to get to this like now, and we have to reapprove it. And the portal is even set up for this amount now. They cleared out everything today on the portal and it's set to 0. And the amount that's on it is $25,000. So we have no 32, it's 25.
Is that final?
That is final. Unfortunately.
So the Tracy Parks
Nope,
motion,
it didn't. It was a big see ya. So what I did was, so this is the budget. Operations. That's all in here. It stayed the same.
okay, that means I need to take my spreadsheet and update it to the current numbers and
So this is this,
have it ready.
and this is the outreach. Well, Ray says we won't have time to go in depth into this. He said, just do a simple budget and do it.
Well, for now, yeah, but I think we do need to look in more detail,
Yeah,
with-
it's
like in August or something.
this,
we got the 25 plus the 8,700. That's the rollover.
we'll have 8,500 rolling over, or 75 if they pay the grant.
Yeah.
But still 7,500, that'll get us a little bit down the road. But for right now, based on $25,000, this is to operate, which if
16,000.
this web hosting fee could change because it did last year, so this could go up, unfortunately. So we have to plan just a little wiggle room, probably, that we may have to vote to increase that. Everything else pretty much is fine. Then we have Candy Cane Lane and the crafts and the parade, and that leaves an unallocated amount of $7,075. There's no grants and there's no elections, no community improvement projects, nothing. We have to have an in-depth conversation about, with only having this, are we going to spend 4,000 plus on a newsletter? Or are we going to put the money into the community?
Well, there are alternatives. That's why I had that's why I made up that spreadsheet where we can do trade-offs.
We're gonna have to discuss it. We're gonna, because if we take another, if we do the 4,400, then that's a big chunk out of there too. So
Yeah, because postage went up big time, a big increase. So that means it's not going to be like $4,000. It's probably going to be 44.
But there wouldn't be any election stuff anyway because there's no election.
Right. I know that. But I'm just saying, they were saying how outreach wants to do the newsletter. Well, when you're operating on a skeleton budget,
Well, yeah,
you have to start thinking about where priorities are. And we can't just spend this and next thing you know, it's just gone the first part of the year and we have nothing for us to roll over or have to even spend on anything the rest of the year. That we're just caught with nothing, zero.
Well, and that's where my trade-off spreadsheet comes into play, so we can play with numbers and what we can do.
Get this done and get our money and get it approved
Oh yeah,
immediately.
for right now, yeah, do this one. But you were talking about the newsletter and stuff, and that comes later.
We have Phillips at this meeting too that could dive into a lot of time.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying do the trade-off discussion now.
Yeah, so I talked to Ray. I talked to Ray when when he called me after the meeting, I told him about what happened with this, that the 25,000 is it. And I told him that I'm leaving grants off of the budget. And he said he agreed that we just don't do grants this year. If we don't get a full funding, we cannot do grants.
And well, we get into that discussion later.
Alrighty. So can somebody move the fiscal budget?
I'll
Can you
move the
scroll
budget.
down again? Scroll down a little more. Okay.
I moved it.
Second.
So ridiculous that
And
they
Melanie,
don't
if
see.
you'll send me that, so I can put the numbers in my trade-off spreadsheet, just so I'll have the most recent numbers.
Okay. And then let's see. So all those in favor? So there's that. So then let's go back here. Okay. And then after that, we have nothing. There's no requests. We have. So did you guys sign up for your trainings?
Yep, on the 22nd.
22nd of July?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that, of course, that's assuming we all get reappointed.
Yeah. And I did mine last month. So
I remember that fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta sign. I can do it at night, right? They have a night.
Yeah, they have a 6 to
July 22nd.
Make sure you do the training, not the workshop.
Yeah, July 22nd, 6 to 8.
That's for our funding.
John, they just sent an email out recently with the July dates.
Okay, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, it just came out today, I think. A reminder email.
What? Oh yeah, that one came out today, but I had used the email for the June ones, and they have some July dates listed.
Yeah, the one that came today has just the July dates, the workshop and the training.
When you go to the website, it has a little bit into the future too, so that's where I found the July dates. But yeah, at 9:01 a.m. is the timestamp on the email I got this morning that talks about the July training dates.
Right.
9:01.
9:01.
Mine came in at 8:14.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah. 8:14 a.m. Upcoming July 25 training.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, sorry.
25.
8:14. Yeah, the 9:01 is the one where I got confirmation with the Zoom link that I'm for the July 22nd one. So yeah, you're right.
We don't have to do the
upcoming trainings.
The funding program and system portal training.
You want to do the financial training, officer training, the NC funding system portal training.
Yeah. Okay.
July 8th or July 22nd.
It's one that talks about training and one that says workshop, and that's what I asked Melanie about that already, and that's the training is the one we want.
The one, right?
Yeah.
And that's we'll update our funding.
Yes,
Yeah. For 2 years.
but
Okay.
we'll probably have to fill in do that form again and send it in.
Yep, you do. I had to send mine in.
Okay.
And I made sure that they replied. I said, reply that you received this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too because they missed it multiple times.
Yep.
And I finally got it straightened out where they updated the table.
So am I hitting financial, board member, or funding program?
What?
One of those three.
Whoops, I can't see what you're trying to show, John.
I think
What
it's
is it?
financial officer.
Financial officer.
Okay, so it's the first one.
Yeah, the first of those 3 big boxes.
Required training, financial treasurer, credit card holders, and signers. Okay.
Yeah, your second signer. So
Yeah.
And then if either of us, John, don't get reappointed, then we just do the regular training on Cornerstone.
well,
Yeah.
my feeling is that we've done the training. We've
I
been
know.
doing this. If anybody else was interested, why aren't they at a meeting, a budget?
I understand. I'm just pointing out the possibility. I'm not.
Right. No, I'm just saying, and that's going to be my argument, is that nobody else has shown interest. You haven't shown to know what to do to be at a budget and finance meeting.
That's true.
So do I RSVP?
Yeah. You RSVP, and then it asks you for the name and what date you want and stuff like that.
Tuesday, August 22nd. Oh God,
July 22nd.
that's going to be tough for you and me.
No,
What?
Yeah, well,
that's why I emailed you about the community issues meeting. You've got to
I know.
probably gonna
I
have
was
to
just
change it if
testing
we get
you.
reappointed.
I was just testing you.
Well, and that's also the same night as the
Oh, that's the other thing
PD
too.
thing, but we're not
Yeah.
gonna have any option there.
The town hall thing for the
Yeah.
police is that night too.
Yep, same
Yep.
time. But we won't have any option unless we wait until the August training dates and then aren't officially trained yet until then.
Yeah, and then who would sign the stuff?
Well, that's my point. We
Ray
wouldn't
would have to
officially
sign everything.
we wouldn't be official yet, so we couldn't do that. So, well, at least John. I mean, I could wait because I'm only the second. I would only be the second card.
Yeah,
But
John's more
yeah, right.
the one that.
Well, actually, don't we all? Once we get appointed, don't we all have to sign that one form?
You have to sign the form, but what I'm thinking about doing too, and we might want to consider doing this time, and I'm going to bring it up to Ray, is make you an alternate signer also, so that if John's not there, you can sign the forms and Ray never has to sign a form, which he shouldn't because he doesn't do this financial officer training.
Right. Well, can you have more than one alternate?
Yes, you can have an alternate second signer, an alternate signer.
Okay.
The second signer and then an alternate signer as a backup.
So should that be one of the positions we have listed as?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll add that. I have the others, but I don't have that.
Let me look at how it reads.
Yeah,
What's a second?
Yeah, how is it worded?
Okay, so I did it. They'll send me back a confirmation.
Okay, it says bank card holder, second bank card holder. Then,
Oh, they call it bank card, not credit card?
yeah.
Okay.
Then it says second signer, then alternate signer. So you can have a second signer and then an alternate signer.
Okay. That's the way I'll list it then. And the order I'm doing it is president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, second signer, alternate signer, bank card holder, second bank card holder.
Yep.
And that way we get all the money related ones together.
And our credit cards are good until mid-year.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the expiration date.
It's like the end of 2026, I think, something like that.
Okay. So no rush to get a new card.
Right. So we're covered on the credit card. Excuse me, which is good. It's just the whole signer thing. Be aware, you guys, there's going to be probably here coming out in the next, I'd say, couple of months. There's going to be a new funding manual coming out
Oh boy.
with some changes.
As far as you know, good or bad changes?
I haven't seen the changes yet. They're
Oh,
supposed to get them to us within the next 2 to 3 weeks to review.
okay.
Because this whole funding working group that I've been part of the past couple of months has been revising the funding manual
Oh, all right.
and changing some things, making some things more clearer, like making them be more specific on things, like not just so generalized, like what you can spend for food. Tell us exactly what you can get with food items. Tell us exactly the process of getting a community improvement project. Outline the process in the funding manual. You know, be more clear on the neighborhood purpose grants. Be more clear about having, it says you have to go to the city attorney. It's really vague on that if there's a conflict of interest. But we had them add like into that every year you have to do it, not just one time, because it's not clear about that. And some people are confused. They think if they go for their conflict of interest the first time, why do I have to go again? But be clear on that in there. Also, much more clear on the application. Also, the application itself, making it more, what is the word I'm looking for? Where it's able for everybody to use it and fill it in so it can be used with free programs. You don't have to have Adobe Pro Professional that you purchase to
In
be
other words, they
able
want it user friendly.
to make it more user friendly for people to be able to fill it in and not have to handwrite it. Make it so you can use some of those free programs or whatever to fill it in.
All you have to do is make it a PDF, a fill in or fillable PDF, and then you can use
Right.
you can use Adobe Reader.
But the thing is that
It
they've
may
got
not be like that now.
they have it set up somehow. Diana said that unless you have Adobe Pro, you can't fill it in. It's not letting you fill it in. And I tried it, even with me filling it in, there was some like quirk on it or something. They need to make sure their forms work.
Well, yeah, it's easy
Test them
to,
on different platforms and make sure that they work.
it's fairly simple to make it as a
That way it's equitable for everybody to apply for the grants,
And it's the same thing as when we did the elections.
Huh?
They gotta make that a lot easier than what it was this last
What,
time.
to sign up for mail-in election stuff?
Yeah.
Will they allow digital signatures, or are they requiring wet signatures?
Digital. They allow
Okay,
digital.
so yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, I've done it. You can insert a signature box and date box if you want it, even though the digital signature includes the date. But you could do that and very simply with the PDFs, and
They just need to make it more simple, for people.
they probably don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they don't know the KISS method.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know how to. They probably don't know the technical aspects of doing something like adding a signature block.
I know.
or something like that. That's what I mean, not the simple part.
Oh, it's so stupid though, some of the stuff. And the other thing that's was a major blowout with them is the inconsistency between all of the city clerk funding reps, where they approve one thing at one neighborhood council and another thing. Just like I found out in through the working group and conversations and questions that people were having. Do you know that some of the neighborhood councils paid money for that stupid van and then found out afterwards it was approved for like 4 or 5 neighborhood councils that they got money for that van, $5,000 each, and then found out that none of them should have been approved?
Wow.
Just
That's
like, just like the,
And then the Beautify LA people gave to that, and then they come back and said, "Oh, wait, we aren't supposed to give these, they're paying for wages." You know, they need to be more specific and cut back on this serial MPGs, you know, that are, you know, to make it so that the serial MPGs just stop and that they aren't happening because they're, you know, it's very, some of them are very like scammy, just trying to get money off the neighborhood councils.
Yeah. Well, they gotta be, now what about, uh, did they go into anything, uh, like what the youth and outreach does or anything? Is there any changes?
No, it's not to do, it's nothing to do with makeup of the different committees. It's just
Well,
basically,
but money wise, what the youth and outreach does, the programs, is that was, they didn't cut.
well, the money's up to the neighborhood council how the money is spent.
Okay.
Just there's no set amount that youth and outreach can spend or anything. It depends on your neighborhood council's budget that you know, that as a board we approve. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
up to our
And
board what youth and outreach does and what money they spend.
to be honest with you, like we said about the newsletter, if there's nothing happening, um, we talked about it, you remember, maybe we can go to Josh, San Pedro today, and, you know, have somebody, we can write something up on what's happening in Northwest. Because everybody gets that paper.
Yeah, everybody gets that. Maybe we could just do a small blip in that every time or something.
Yeah. You know, and then save the money when we have the elections, you know?
okay,
That's a good idea.
this is stuff that needs to be discussed later.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's budget, isn't it?
Yeah, it is budget.
But
We
it's not, we're past that item and it's not an additional request.
Not really. If we're discussing approval of monetary requests out of committees. So it's just kind of in general discussion about what could be a monetary request. But I just think, John, that
It's
that's
not
something
what that item is for.
outreach is going to have to go and figure this
Is she locked
out
up?
with the budgetary cuts and all of that,
Locked
what
up.
makes sense. And I think everybody, the whole board is going to have to learn what it means to
Hello?
tighten our belt and just not spend it because we have it. That think about everything that we're doing, you know,
Wow. You guys locked up on me.
think about everything that we're doing as a board, but anything that you guys do has to come to the board for approval
Yeah.
and any monies that you spend. So the process is you guys come up with an idea and come up with a budget, and then it comes to budget and finance to see if we can make it work or not, and then bring it to the board.
Yeah. And that's what we'll discuss in this month's youth and outreach to do that. Since we do the newsletter, it's something I brought up at you know, at the meeting, we could do that. So,
Right. Because if you do the newsletter, then that means we're going to have like only $3,000 left in
yeah.
unallocated money.
And we don't want to do that, you know.
And that's to last us for the rest of the year until granted, we will have 7,000 or so from the
Rollover.
rollover, but with having only $25,000, you want to always in the budget try to have some sort of rollover every year, especially
Yeah.
if we're going to be at a $25,000. We want to have some sort of rollover every year in case a laptop gets stolen or the projector breaks, or there's always got to be that little backup money a little bit. We don't have to spend it just because we have it and just like, oh, we've got $5,000. Let's just spend it like it's candy and get rid of it.
Yeah. No.
Now, the only reason we would do that then is if they said all of a sudden that we couldn't have rollover anymore. Now, if they pull that crap, then yes, we spend whatever we have.
Oh, which is the whole reason we had that special meeting.
Right, exactly. And there's been no talk about this next year if they're going to do rollover or not with cutting our budget. I have no idea.
Well, it's kind of stupid if they do,
So I don't know.
you know.
I just think it's stupid that they cut our budget like they did.
Yeah.
Well, they may have to learn the hard way when they find out that we can't do things that we could before.
You
But
know, I wonder how much, you know, and people are gonna complain, you know.
well, they are, but Karen Bass has this idea, and this is what came up at budget day, that what they're trying to do is you've seen, I'm trying to think of the name of it. There's where they do cleanups in LA, and they're trying to use neighborhood councils volunteer time and volunteers from neighborhood councils rather than paying out of the city to clean up after the protests
Yeah.
and things like
Okay.
that, clean up the graffiti. They're having, all this volunteer like stuff come out and do all the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. They think that everybody's gonna do that. That this good luck,
You know,
you know. Plus, the other thing too is she's in a rock and a hard shape because she doesn't have a lot of money to put on these 3 events coming, one each year.
Oh
I
yeah.
and now San Pedro has the sailing. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Sailing's
Yeah.
going to be here.
And the other thing is, I was seeing something on the Italian channel that um, uh, FIFA is supposed to be here, and in a few games will be played in Mexico, and and most of it will be here, SoFi and all that. But they were talking about they don't know yet if they'll still do it in California. They might just do it all in Mexico because of the situation with the ice and all of that.
I know. I read that.
They're going to be afraid to come out.
It'll be in Canada and Mexico only and not
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. And that's a bummer because that's a last time when we had the World Cup here, Tom Bradley made good money.
Yeah, he did.
Made good
The
money.
thing is, too, I just don't know how much this is going to escalate because today there was some back and forth between Newsom because of the lawsuit that Trump filed against LA, against California. And they he because of the transgender sports thing and all that not in our schools, etc. He filed a lawsuit against us not complying. And so Newsom came back and said something to him. And so now Trump is like, oh, you just want a civil war. I'm like, what?
And that could escalate.
Look who's
I'm
talking.
like, oh wow. So they're gonna fight back and forth between each other. It's like It's like a chest beating contest between both of them, it seems like now.
Pretty much.
You know who's running for governor now too? Besides,
Viragosa,
yeah, I saw that too. Did you see that?
Viragosa.
I
What,
saw
so
the,
he can put the
yeah,
California
Viragosa is running.
he made us so bankrupt in LA City. Yeah, sure. Just
Yeah,
what he needs to do is run the state.
yeah.
We'll be like owned by Russia by the time he's done because we're so poor.
So, do we have an agenda item for this?
No,
No,
of course not. So
it's on page 27, Vic. Can you go to that page?
Ah, okay.
anyway,
I knew I must have missed it somewhere.
so I think that's it for the meeting. We can stop the recording. It's 6:11.